So this past week, CNN put out this special report called "Atheists Inside the World of Non-Believers," and of course, this caught all of our attention, as you would imagine. I'm sure a lot of other people, because this is not the type of thing that you see frequently, I guess, on network television. So, it was pretty much anticipated to see how they would present it, and I guess overall it was okay, but there was a lot of reaction to it just within the atheist community. I'm not sure how any religious people or Christians or anything like that really what they thought about it, because most of what I've seen were people reacting to it in blogs and just people talking about it in online communities and things like that. So I guess it's a good thing that they took the time to do a special report like this to try to, I guess, normalize atheism, because just getting people to understand the fact that we do exist, and that trying to maybe break some of those stereotypes, or maybe just getting people to understand that this demographic is on the rise, is a good thing. But there were some criticisms for sure. I think one that I saw quite frequently was that the people that they featured on this special report, it wasn't very diverse. So it was very white, it was very male. We hear this criticism a lot, but unfortunately that's just kind of reflective of reality. That's look at our panel right here. We got 5 white guys. That's not by design. That's just you're looking for other atheists to do something with, to collaborate with, to talk to, or whatever, and that's more often than not, that's what you're going to end up with. And obviously we're trying to change that. We want more women involved. We want more minorities involved. We want people from all walks of life who don't believe in gods to join and be outspoken and all that. So that was one of the criticisms. I guess. It's also hard, of course, to try to categorize atheists as a group. I mean, we all know we don't have necessarily anything else in common other than a lack of belief in God. So, right off the bat, it's tough to try to, just say, oh, we're going to discuss about atheism, and then, where do you go with that, really? So, they give some examples. I think they followed one family and kind of how they left religion and what they had to deal with the rest of the extended family still being religious, and then kind of being shunned, even though they're just trying to do their own thing. They don't believe in gods anymore. How they're raising their kids in a secular environment, things of that nature. They profiled another guy who pretty much he lost a lot. He lost I don't want to say everything, but he lost a lot by coming out openly as an atheist, and it really unfortunately, that's the way it can go sometimes. I always encourage people personally to come out as atheists if they can, but don't risk your livelihood, don't risk your safety, your well-being, anything like that to do it. It's if you can do it, then absolutely. But I guess if you're an adult, it's a choice you can make. If you're still a minor, if you're still living at home or under your parents' finances and things like that, I wouldn't recommend it. But if you're an adult, you can make that choice. And it is courageous to do so. They had Richard Dawkins in there, of course, and I guess the reviews on him came out pretty good. He seemed a little bit softer, was a word that I saw tossed around quite a bit, that he wasn't as harsh as people usually recall him or see him. So I don't know if that's just the way he came off, or maybe he's mellowing out a little bit. But so that was good to see him get some good reviews. Let's see what else. So I guess David Silverman, and he was on there, obviously president of American Atheists, and he talked about his organization, and I guess they spent quite a good bit of time speaking to him and about that. And I guess that was another criticism, is that some people felt they spent too much time on him and his organization. Obviously he's not representative of all atheists or anything like that. Obviously American Atheists is a large atheist organization. They're fairly well funded. They have a good membership. They do a lot of really good work. And the convention's coming up this weekend in Memphis. But he is an anti-theist. Obviously, he thinks religion is harmful. He tries to fight against it. But at the same time, so basically he has no respect for religion, but at the same time he can understand that people have their, constitutional rights to be religious, but he just is very upfront and forward about going against religion. So, a lot of atheists that are just kind of more passive, or even not necessarily anti-theists, they felt that that wasn't really a good representation of a lot of atheists. And they probably have a point, because I think that anti-theists, or people who are as strongly outspoken as someone like David Silverman are in the minority, are in the majority as far as atheists. A lot of people aren't really outspoken about atheism and things like that. Another thing is that I guess they did a profile on maybe like Sunday Assembly and things of that nature, where some atheists, go to some kind of quote-unquote church environment. They have a gathering on Sunday and get together, and I guess people felt like that was kind of playing into the stereotypes, like, oh, atheists have churches and they have beliefs and things like that. There was a guy that said that he puts his faith in, I think, humanity or science or atheism or something like that, empathy, I don't know, something along those lines. But I kind of cringe at the word faith, just because that has a religious connotation, and again, that kind of feeds into the straw man arguments that theists like to make. So, those were some of the things that came up. I guess overall, I think it's a good thing that they did this report. They only had an hour to do the special report, and of course they're going to talk to these, famous, more outspoken people like Dawkins and Silverman, things, and people like that. So it's going to come off as more, skewed towards like the activists and all that. I would have liked to seen, a longer series, maybe like 3 or 4 parts, something like that, where they could kind of get more into the nuance of things, maybe focus more on, atheists who aren't really that outspoken, who are passive or things like that. But I guess in the end, it's a good thing that we at least have a mainstream media outlet out there, at least bringing some attention to this, even though I don't really watch that much mainstream media myself, especially the cable news networks and that. So overall, I guess it's a mixed bag. And then also during this special, the American Atheists did air what I believe was the first ever atheist commercial on network television. So that was a milestone moment there.